This your guilt that I know I must face. When I picture your voice I can hear from the side, not alive. Leak your eyes but now I can sleep. This your guilt I know I must face. When I touch your skin I can feel I'm dead inside, I'm alive. This is the end of it all. Why can't they see what's wrong with me? I reach to you, what's wrong with me? Touch the mist that taunts me today. Like a dream you keep flying away. From the corner of my eyes I can see it's a game.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of the B2R Motorsport RH9 coverage of the 2018 Tuner's Edge GTR Challenge. Now in our last episode we checked out the top stick-shifted GTR monsters and saw the record broken 4 times. In this episode we take a look at the rest of the 9-second manuals and take a look at the auto-equipped GTRs to see who had the quickest RH9 car at the event. Let's go.
First up is Tristan's R32 GTR from JMA Automotive in Melbourne. The little brother to Jake's Highway 33 uses a stock capacity RB26 with 43 PSI jammed down its throat from a 6870 turbo. It still makes 800 wheel horsepower. It uses an upgraded Synchro 5-speed box, but with enthusiastic driving gets the job done. Being a first-timer to Cootamundra, Tristan started into the 11s and was in the low 10s by the end of day 1. Come day 2, Tristan was determined to crack the 9s. After turning the power up a little, Tristan did it on his last solo pass. Next up is Mo's R32 from B2R Motorsport. In the absence of our own R32 GTR, Mo was flying the flag for the stock bottom-end GTRs. His also has a PPG 6-speed sequential transmission, but uses a Precision 7685 turbo. The car has recorded over 1,000 horsepower on the B2R hub dyno, but it ran at the event on around 800. More than enough to get the job done. Mo was also a first-timer, so needed a few runs to find his groove. He was in the low 10s by the end of day 1, but come day 2, was gunning to be the first stock bottom-end car at Cootamundra to run a 9.
Well, we've decided to put a big turbo on a stock bottom end to see how it will go, see how far we can push the limits on this engine. We've got another motor ready for it anyway, so we'll have some fun with it. And it is a stock bottom end, and it's pushing about 27 pounds, and it's pushing about 610 kilowatt. and we've added some water meth to it to keep it cool, keep the inlet cool. But other than that, everything's running fine, and it's done at least 8-7 runs today, and it's doing good. The best time I've ran so far, I think, was a 10.1 with a 1.660 foot. We're trying to get into the 9s. We'll see how we go. I've got a bit of NOS there, so we might crank that up later on and see how we go.
Next up was an R32 that used to belong to a customer, Alex Rusu, but now owned by the boys at B2R Motorsport. The car has run a 9 on a stock bottom end at the track, but now has a built 2.8 litre, 7675 turbo and a PPG 5-speed dog engagement gear set. They had a couple of small issues on day 1, but it was straight into the 9s on day 2. Next up was our only R35 competitor for 2018, Yianni's GTR from Croydon Racing Developments. It has an unopened engine with Linney IHI 900 turbos, upgraded intercoolers, exhaust and fuel system, and a cob tune, giving over 700 wheel horsepower. Yianni's goal was to get into the 9s at Cootamundra. Did it feel good? How much is left in it?
We've got to give him more boost off the line and should get into the 9s. Hopefully, that's the plan. With a stock engine.
The 9-second pass remained elusive for Yianni, running a string of 10 O's on day 1. Fellas, how many 10 O's is Yianni going to run before he gets a 9?
That's it, last one.
Some tweaks for day 2, and Yianni got the job done. Yianni, what have you been trying to run?
9.9.
And what have you been running so far?
6 10-0s.
Would you feel better with a 990?
I would.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks.
How's it feel? Finally a 9 at Cooter with a stock internal VR38.
Yeah, it's good, man. I spoke to Con yesterday and he said to me, if you want to turn it up a bit, turn it up a bit. First pass, does it, done.
Now you're going to relax for the rest of the day or keep going?
Oh, you know, go again, see if we can maybe get a little bit more now.
Can't
you only
help
put it up
yourself,
5%.
Yianni, how'd that one feel?
Best pass I've had.
You know what? You're right. What do you think it was?
9.8?
It was a 9879, bro. Well done.
Thank you. That's awesome. Can't ask for much more. I've run 610.0s and the 299s. Can't ask for much more than that. Very happy. Thank you.
Next up, a last-minute entry from Melbourne, Mark's R32 GTR. This car was engineless the weekend before the event, and the guys from Motorlab managed to build a 2.8-litre stroker engine, plumb up the 76-75 turbo and all the associated piping, then install Platinum Racing Products coils and trigger kit, and tune with a Howtech to make over 900 wheel horsepower, essentially all in 3 days. It was a monumental effort with very little sleep, but all worth it for Mark to run a 10-1 on only his second pass. Like many first-timers, Mark stepped it up on day 2 and made it into the 9s.
First time, the car was a rolling shell about a week ago, and Henry at Motorlab tuned it Anton, and everyone else got involved and got the car ready in 3 days pretty much. So yeah, first time here, and yeah, loving it, really good.
How have your runs been so far, and what's sort of your time goal for the weekend?
Oh, the goal was to basically make it, and then if we can run a 9, that'll be the icing on the cake. So far it's 10-1.
Do you want your icing? You just did a 9.8, buddy.
Oh, beautiful, awesome. That's good. That's really, really good.
David Anton was another last-minute entry from Dartone Racing. His R32 is a baby amongst the field, with the RB3026 making a little over 700 wheel horsepower from the 64-66 turbo. It also has a Howtech ECU and PPG 5-speed dog box. Although he hadn't run a 9 before the event, he assured us that he would, and by his 4th run, he stuck to his word. How did that run feel?
Pretty quick.
Now you're in a way, your car's one of the babies here, right? For the viewers, how much power's it got? Where do you think you rank here in terms of power?
Probably the slowest. It's got 550 kilowatt. So.
Now, what time would make you happy here at Cootamundra?
A 9.
You've done it, mate. 996.
Perfect. Sweet. Thank you.
Well done. That's some good driving, man. When you took off, I knew it was going to be a good number. So for that mile, it's an awesome time here.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you.
Well done, man.
Thanks for having us.
9s were easy from then on, and he improved on his time even further. Returning again was last year's Nitto Ultimate Street Car winner, Beau, all the way from Tasmania. To make life even harder, there was some dramas less than a week out.
Last Sunday evening, we took the cars out for a bit of a run. Finished the night up, cruising down the freeway, and just motor shut down. Lost all power, snapped the crank. Con said in the car to Anthony, said that car's going to Cooter. So Monday morning, pulled it down, found that it was the crank that was snapped, and Amer actually has a built bottom end, so that helped. So 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we had his car donating parts, ready to put in this. So the car leading up to Sunday just had the turbo upgrade. That was all that was changed. Now it's got an RD block with a 3.2 stroker, which basically is a sister engine to Jun. The full counter cranks are unreal. You wouldn't leave a stock crank in an engine. You just wouldn't. It's so much snappier than what it was. Yeah, it was some long nights, that's for sure. The boys did a good job. 9:30 Wednesday night, we got the car running and had it on the dyno for an hour or so. A couple more hours Thursday, and then packed up and headed down here about 11 o'clock Thursday.
Why? And the last thing is, why were you so adamant that you had to drive here? Why, for you, is it so important that you don't just get here, but you drive here?
Because street cars.
Pass of the day, mate. What'd you run?
995.
You happy with that?
It's a good start.
What's left to do now?
Wind the boost up. That was on gate pressure.
Perfect, man. Go get it. From there, Beau got quicker, running a 9.7 by his 5th run. On day 2, Beau wasn't able to go any quicker, but he was super consistent and reliable. In fact, out of his 11 runs, they were all 9-second passes. Impressive stuff. Edgar is a veteran of Cootamundra and was on double driving duties, driving his own R33 as well as Gem's Goliath. Don't let the plates fool you. The RB3026 with platinum engine brace makes 1,000 horsepower thanks to the 76-75 turbo and Haltech ECU. Edgar's own car runs a 5-speed PPG dog engagement gear set. He only did one run during the solos as he was helping get Goliath ready, but it was a good one. The last of the manuals in the group was one of the most impressive, Amer's Fryan R32 GTR. With a built 2.6 and 6870 turbo, the Matuk's built and tuned RB26 pumps out over 1,000 horsepower. Impressive for both the engine and turbo size. It only took him 3 runs to find his groove. Mate, how'd that one feel?
Yeah, it felt good.
What do you reckon it was?
9-second pass, I hope.
It was, mate. 9.771 at 154.
Thanks, mate.
How you feeling about that?
Yeah, pretty happy.
What's left to go? Is there more boost? Is there more power?
Definitely more boost in it. A bit too much wheel spin. Got to do a burnout. Get it to grip up. Perfect the 60-footer, and it'll definitely go in mid-9s, I reckon.
On day 2, Amer went slightly quicker in the morning. But during the Matooks Racing GTR drag battle shootout, they turned the power up and smashed his PB.
Took off very well. We boosted it a bit, so it's taken off nice and good. I'm 1.560 footing, so I think I've perfected it all day, so pretty happy with that.
What's your PB so far?
9706.
Mate, you just smashed it. It was a 953.
Mad, beautiful. I'm happy with that. I'm wrapped. 2.6, mate. No need for a stroker.
Now it's time to check out the auto-equipped cars in the B2R Motorsport RH9 class. First up was James's R32 GTR from Mixed Motorsport. It has an RB3026 under the hood with an 8285 turbo with the Howtech tuned to make over 1150 horsepower on 45 psi. Turbo 400 is the gearbox of choice for the autos. It might have been a new build and first time at CUDA, but his first pass didn't seem that way.
First time at CUDA, that's the second run we've been down and had some good results. What we're looking for the car is the street car, something we can drive home, drive to work and yeah, so good. Yep.
I'll tell you what, for your first time out, I'm pretty impressed. That was a 9.7 at 153.
Yep, beauty, sounds good.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, yep. Well, we'll find out, eh?
Next up was a new build from the guys at Motorsports Mechanical. Built in only 10 weeks, Andrew Amada's R32 is one of the cleanest, neatest and best we've ever seen. Billet RB30 block, race-ported head, hyper-tuned goodies, Howtech ECU, Turbo 400 gearbox and all the gear needed to run 7s in the future. It has a GTX 45 on it for now, while Andrew learns the car before stepping up to a GTX 55 in the future, but still makes well over 1,000 horsepower. GTR Challenge was Andrew's first time driving the car and first time at Cootamundra, but it didn't take him long to find his groove. In fact, 3 passes and he was well and truly into the 9s. Come day 2, the power's upped a little more and Andrew went quicker and faster. Andrew hit the track a week later at Modified Live to back up the MSN RH8 number plates. Impressive stuff for a car built in 10 weeks and raced for the first time. Expect big things from the MSM team with the MSM RH8 in the future. The quickest car in the B2R Motorsport RH9 class was Ibby's R32 GTR, known as simply RH8. It's backed up its plate at the track already. Now Ibby was keen to try and crack an 8 at Cootamundra after running 9.6 last year on his old smaller combo. He returned this year with a new engine combo, RB3026, with a 7675, hyper-tuned goodies, Howtech ECU, and over 1,000 horsepower in another immaculate, clean R32 build from Matux Racing. Ibby doesn't muck around and PB'd on his first run. His second run was slightly quicker before he PB'd on his final run for the day. At the end of the weekend, this is how the B2R Motorsports RH9 category looked. Auto still rules supreme, but the manuals have stepped up their game. 8 different workshops made for great variety in the top 10, and Matux Racing is the only shop with multiple placings in there. In total, there was 18 RH9 cars at this year's Tuner's Edge GTR Challenge, an impressive feat. Ibby's 9 flat puts him into the top 10 outright now at Cootamundra.
Well, we still have coverage of the 10-second club and the Matux Racing GTR drag battle shootout left to come before we then continue on with all of our drag battle coverage as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can head to our website to grab a GTR Challenge or drag battle t-shirt, plus a whole other bunch of merchandise. You can get more information on this event as well as all our other events as well. See you next time.